Okay, I believe we are live. I'm doing a couple of last minute things here to get ready, so bear with me. Had to reboot the computer, had a few little issues, but we are live and almost on time. Just a few seconds after 5 o'clock. So we're going to talk about Lucchese boots. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Lucchese boots today. Let me see if I can pull this up on my trusty iPad. Give me a moment here. And I got to go a little round robin here to get to it. And there it is. Lucchese boots. And we got a bunch of folks in the house already. Our Wags is in the house. I think he's got some Lucchese boots. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if our Wags has some Lucchese boots. Wouldn't be surprised. And I've got the 231 on wrist, folks. What do you think about that? But I do have the faux pay on the other wrist. And, of course, on the bench, we've got the 002 Stunner. And on deck, we have these Stunners. There are 4 pairs of Lucchese's, and I've got another one sitting right here. Got one shoe from each pair, by the way, just a representative shoe. Didn't have room to have all of them, but here we go. And we're going to talk about Lucchese boots. How cool is that? You know, we like items that are well made, especially if they're made in these United States of America. And especially if they're cool. So I figured I'd put on a kind of a rough and tumble Willis & Geiger shirt, one of the original safari shirts that I have from the late 70s. I had about a dozen of these, and I'm down to like 2. One like this, and one that has like the places to put shotgun shells and stuff. I've worn out most of them. This one is still in pretty good shape, so hopefully it'll last me a little while longer. I don't wear it as often because I'm down to my last one. So there you go. That's how it happens. You buy a dozen shirts and you end up with one if you wear them a lot. Brianna, the lovely Brianna Briefit Dance is in the house, and in the description on this show, we do have a link to my blog post on Area Guides about Lucchese boots, and I'm going to be adding some more content to this, but here is a fairly detailed run-through of all things Lucchese, and a lot about the history of them, including the original San Antonio factory, which those boots right there, those alligator boots right there, were made in the original factory, and Brianna has a pair. Her ostrich boots were also made in that original factory. A lot of experts say those are the highest quality Lucchese boots ever made, the ones made in the original San Antonio factory. So there you go. And these black ones, are classics, and these were not made in the original factory. These were made probably in the early to mid-90s. And one way that you can tell, a little piece of trivia here, this has a plastic heel rend here. You can barely see it because it's all black, but it does have the piece at the top of the stacked leather heel is a piece of plastic that goes around there. That's called the heel rand. And on the earlier boots that were made in San Antonio and the ones that were made even after the move to the new factory, they did not have that rand, and so that's how you can kind of tell. And also, the ones that are made in San Antonio are typically stamped inside, and they say San Antonio inside. So a lot of the purists like the ones that were made in San Antonio. I will say that this particular boot is, I think, just as well made as my San Antonio boots, and because, again, this was made shortly after the move into the new factory, and a lot of experts say that they were still pretty good. And the classics that they make today, their classics line is made very much like this. So you can still get really good Lucchese boots even today, which is pretty cool. That old world craftsmanship still exists. And again, on deck, there's the 4 different pairs, 2 of which on the left are owned by Brianna, BriefitDance.com, and the one on the far left there is her cherry black cherry, and those are all ostrich. The bottom part is full quill ostrich, and the top part, the shaft they call it, that is smooth ostrich. The shoes immediately to the right of those are snakeskin, specifically python, and dark brown, really gorgeous boots, and those were made in the San Antonio factory. And by the way, her ostrich boots, the one on the far left again, those were definitely made either late in the San Jose factory or probably early in the factory that they moved to. I don't remember where it was that they moved to, but let me see if I can pull it up here and tell you exactly. So I get my facts straight. We want to get our facts straight on the channel. So, yeah, they're in El Paso. I should have remembered that. They're in El Paso, Texas now. So the cherry ones were probably made in the early days in the El Paso because they do not have the plastic heel brand. And when they moved to El Paso, they continued to make them pretty much the same way they made them previously in San Antonio. And then at some point, many experts say around 1995, they transitioned to the plastic heel rands on them. Some people like the plastic heel rands, by the way, but a lot of the purists like the ones that predate that, especially the ones made in San Antonio. So there was a little transition period there. They moved in about 1987. They moved to El Paso. I'm from San Antonio to El Paso, and so then there was some transition. Okay, so let me get caught up in the chat, and then I'll cover the points that I want to cover. Okay, a lot of people saying hi to each other. Kyle's in the house. Our Wags, of course, in the house. Kyle says, so is it better to purchase these used? Kyle in the house. That's a very good question, because you will see really high quality Lucchese boots from time to time pop into eBay, and they will sell fast if they're priced reasonably. And so that's a situation where you definitely want to save a search, and you might want to go somewhere that has Lucchese's and try on Lucchese Classics. That's what I would recommend, the high-end Lucchese Classics. Try them on, see what size you wear, and then save that search on eBay. Search Lucchese, whatever the size is, 10D. And then you can get specific with some saved searches. I would put San Antonio in there. I'd put Lucchese San Antonio and then your size and save that search. I'd put Lucchese Alligator and your size and save that search. I'd put Lucchese Elephant. I'd put some of the, exotic leathers and save the searches, and then you'll get a notification when that puppy pops up for sale, and if you jump fast, you can snag it. That's how I snagged the cherry and the snakeskins for Brianna, and they're beautiful condition. Both those were snagged on eBay on the left there. The cherry ones and the snakeskin ones were snagged on eBay, so you absolutely can do it. And they were in immaculate condition. I would only buy them if they're just literally in immaculate condition, if the interior is perfect, and they've got the original soles. This is very important. You want them to have the original soles showing little or no wear, because you don't want a worked over pair of boots. You don't want a pair of boots that somebody wore them out and took them to some cobbler that doesn't know what they're doing, and they put a sole on them, and the interior of them may be all worn out, and they could have sweat stains inside. They could just be like buying a worn out car, right? See, if they've got the original soles still on them, and they're the original heels, and all of that's in real good shape, obviously they didn't have much use, right? And so that's the way to do it. And just wait, just be patient. It could take you months. I told Brianna, I said, we got really lucky when we snagged those two pairs for her. Within a month or two, we snagged those two pairs. for her. And since then, I haven't seen anything like them on eBay. You know, so we got two within like a month or two period of time, and now it's been like 6 months, I haven't seen any, right? And so that's how it goes. I mean, you might get lucky and find some really cool stuff, and then you could go a year and not see anything, right? So I would definitely do that. Absolutely, I would do that. Let's see. One pair of boots, Craig, too old to mention. Well, old doesn't matter unless they're wore out. A lot of my boots are pretty old, but they're still in really great shape. Speaking of really great shape, this classic right here. This is, let me tell you exactly what this is. This is black belly cayman bias cut with black buffalo uppers. The uppers are buffalo. Okay? And these are exceptionally comfortable. These are very robust. I actually wear these when I'm going somewhere, like if I'm going to the rodeo and I'm going to be walking around their gravel parking lot, or I'm going somewhere where I think my boots might be at risk. These are my beater boots. These are the ones that I'll take out when I'm covering an event or whatever, and I never know what I might come up against. These things have proven to be extremely robust. They've held up great. Now, I don't wear them a ton. I have other boots and shoes and all that I wear, but these have held up great for the use that I have put them through. So those are my heavy use, robust boots. All right, let's get on here on the chat. Make sure. Cowboy boots are not common here in California. Well, I don't think they're common very many places, to tell you the truth. I think maybe in Texas, new old stock at Kyle Jet. Yeah, hey, if you get lucky, you might be able to find a pair that are brand new. Absolutely. But that's going to be really unusual to find a pair of like San Antonio made boots from like the early 80s that are still new in the box. Now, you will find some, like I said, that have very little use, that somebody bought and used just a few times and they've been sitting in their closet, and for whatever reason they've decided to sell them. Maybe they passed away. You never know, right? But the cowboy boots are the type of thing that you don't really wear that often, right? Sometimes. I mean, I don't wear mine that often. They're in really good shape. I've got other shoes that I'm rotating anyway, so I think you can absolutely snag them in really good condition if it's somebody that took care of them and so on, kept them in the closet, kept them covered. You'll be able to tell by the photos and all. And just to give you an idea, let me grab my my alligator ones real quick. Okay. All right. And so these puppies here, these are American alligator. They're in really good shape. I don't beat these as hard as the black caimans, but I priced these recently because I was doing the blog posting and doing the work and all, and these puppies are around $5,000 new. Okay. So, and since these were made in the original San Antonio factory, they would be very, very hard to replace. And so just to give you the stats on these are model L. I wrote this down earlier. These are model L6356. They're brown alligator. They're American alligator belly, bias cut vamps. They have heel foxing. They're European goat shaft. The shaft is European goat. The color is cognac. And the classic Western construction, of course, they've got the same toe and heel that I like, number 2 toe and number 3 heel. I always get my boots in this combination. I just like this look. And these, fortunately for me, were made on my last. I had a last made down there when I had my first pair made, which was the ostrich boots. And so these were made on my last, and so these fit me perfectly. They're basically a modified 11D is what they are. They start out with an 11D last, and then they build it up in the different places where they need to, and shave it down where they need to based on your measurements, and then they'll make them off of your last. But these are absolutely gorgeous, alligator. And yeah, you might be able to snag a pair like this on eBay if you keep your eyes and ears open and you act fast. Let's say this is a $5,000 boot. You could probably buy it for $500 on eBay easily. Maybe $300 if you get lucky. Hey, maybe even $200. Maybe somebody doesn't know what they have and they put it in there for buy it now $100, and you act fast on the mouse and maybe you buy it for $100. I don't know. That's the thing. You never know on eBay what's going to happen. Let's see here. Craig, your undershirt says you're cold, but your shirt says you're ready for summer safari. Hey, you can wear these safari shirts in any kind of a climate, any kind of situation. I mean, you go up the mountain in Africa, it can get very cold. There can be snow up there. These are very versatile shirts. They're for any kind of heavy duty use. Let's see. Craig hunts around the Kilimanjaro. He needs to be prepared for all weather. See, Carlos knows. He knows about the mountains in Africa. Craig, I have a pair of Ariat Heritage Roper black leather boots. Thoughts? I'm not familiar with them. I really am not familiar with that brand. The Ropers have the shorter heels. I kind of like the higher heel look. I kind of like this look on my cowboy boots, but the shorter heel is probably more comfortable to walk long distances and things like that. But I just kind of like the look of this heel. But yeah, the Roper has a shorter heel. Some people like that. Yeah, I'm just not familiar with that brand. But they could be good ones. Carlos is in the house. I'm not an expert by any means on cowboy boots. Lucchese's seem to feel the best on my feet. And I think I told you this before. My first pair I bought, I was disenchanted because the guy said that they would stretch to fit my feet. And they were like killing my feet. And they weren't breaking in. I tried to break them in, but they were not. They were breaking my feet in before they were breaking in, and I just couldn't get them to work. And then the guy said, "Well, you need a modified last," and so that's what we did. We basically did a modified last, and then that solved the problem. And now they're the only boots I can really wear comfortably. I've tried other boots in my size, and they just don't feel right. And so these boots that I have, all three pairs that I have, fit me beautifully and feel great. They feel like gloves on my feet. They just really feel great when they're on my feet. So, have you considered to put 18 karat yellow gold spurs on those boots? Thinking about it, Carlos. Very good point. Very good point. Bree Fit Dance says both of them are stylish and comfortable. Bree loves her Lucchese boots. Yes. And Patrick says, good evening, all. And Bree Fit Dance says all of Lucchese's are nice. And she put an extra U in Lucchese there just to accentuate that. B Serve says, Craig, how are alligator straps out of Vietnam so cheap? Are gators as common there as squirrels are here? Well, they probably would not be alligator. They would probably be crocodile. The alligator's not common there. Alligator's only here in the U.S., so it would be probably expensive for them to get alligator. So my guess is they're making them all out of crocodile. and that is a lot more common. Oh, Steve just called. I just missed his call. Hold on a second here. Steve, I'm going to have to call you right back. I missed it. How do I do it here? Okay. I missed his call, so let me try to get him here on the phone. Get him on the Skype. Steve is unavailable. He just called me. How could he be unavailable? Get my headset on so I'm ready for him. So I'm ready for the Steve story. He should have gotten in the chat and told me that he was calling. Here he is. Here he is. Hello. Steve.
Are you ready for me?
Yes, I don't see your video feed though.
Oh.
I see me on the screen. Oh, now I see you. Okay.
Oh, wait. Now you do or no?
I saw you for a second. Now I see you. Now I see you.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Okay.
I just cut to you. Real quick before we get to you, let me just catch up on the chat. Just give me a second here, and then we'll be caught up. Okay, Craig, what do you think of the more exotic watch straps? Toad, goat, carp, beaver, etc. That's a good question. I haven't heard of some of those. Those are new ones to me on some of those. Goat would probably be okay. Lance sent an email. We'll look at that after Steve. Craig, have you ever heard about these people that go on months-long hikes through the Appalachian Trail? Oh, yeah. I have a friend that did it. He hiked the entire Appalachian Trail. It is no joke. Yeah, you have to be in pretty good shape to do that number. What is a boot last? The last is what they kind of shape the boot around. It's like looks like a foot. It's like the shape of a foot. And they have different lasts for different styles, and they can make a custom last for you, and then that way it really fits. So Carlos is in the house. Are you going to wear the Lucchese's when we would be going on Route 66? I have different boots that I use for riding the motorcycle, but they are a roper style. They have the smaller heel, but they have more durable soles for the pavement, and they're not as slippery. So yeah, I have some nice boots, but they're not Lucchese's, I don't think. Blue is in the house. He says hello to Steve. And Carlos says hello to Steve. Nice to see you. Okay, Steve, bring us up to date.
Okay. I don't want to interrupt your great technical discussion of these cowboy boots. You have an amazing fount of knowledge there, my friend. So,
well, we do research for these shows. We don't just throw these things together, I mean...
I know, but you got the goods, man. You got it all sitting there.
Do you have any cowboy boots? Do you have any? Not one pair.
Hiking boots.
Hiking boots.
2 months ago, I went on a hike, quote, 3 miles with the wife, and halfway through, I was so blistered, I almost had to have her carry me out, and I couldn't wear shoes with backs for 2 weeks. So
yeah, that is a problem. If that's
ill-fitting boot is a nightmare.
Yes, and you don't want to be breaking them in on a hike like that because you're like 2 or 3 miles away from your car, and then you realize your feet are dead. Yeah, that's not.
And I had the biggest piece of raw meat on the back of my heel.
Oh boy!
So learned a bad lesson. I got to have the right size shoes.
That's not fun. Yeah.
Yep. So. Okay. So I'm happy to be back. I've been off for a month. I was on a little COVID-cation for a bit.
Well, do tell, because we haven't talked about this on the channel at all. I figured that was up to you if you wanted to talk about it.
Well, that's what happened. And I'm the guy who sits in the back and doesn't get his face in front of anyone and got nailed. And so after... an exciting couple of weeks and a couple more weeks of getting straight. I'm 90% there and back in business.
Well, there we go. Well, you're looking sharp and very dapper. Very dapper.
Well, I lost quite a few pounds in the process, which I guess is a good result. And
but your jacket still looks like it fits pretty good.
Well, I think it fits better at the pulled button with the.
Oh, okay. So you had expanded beyond its original dimensions.
Yeah, and I was really stuck in a bad place for a while. I just couldn't knock it down, and so this at least helped with that. And now I'm determined to stay where I'm at and take a few more off as well.
All right.
So,
Well, there you go.
all right. Okay. So that's it, sort of catching up with everybody. And hope by next week I'll get into doing some independent shows back on the channel and lining up some guests, and should have some good stuff.
By the way, they're talking in the chat about a Route 66 trip, going on Route 66 on motorcycles, and the wrench gang getting together and doing a Route 66 trip. So they're asking, do you have a motorcycle so you can join us?
I've had 3 in my career. I'm not sure the wife would encourage a 4th one. Fell off every one of them. One on the day I was selling it. So, yeah. But what kind of cycles are you guys going to be riding?
Well, they all want to ride Harleys. I don't own one now. I've owned them in the past as well. So I would have to rent one if I went. Let's see, Lance is asking would I buy one to go on the trip. I don't think I would do that, but we'll have to see. Mm-hmm. First of all, I got to get organized around here so that I can even get on a trip. I mean, I've got slave drivers like Steve, just saying, hey, you got to keep doing shows, and he's keeping me busy.
Today. Come on, Craig, get with it.
Yeah, he's keeping me busy. So now maybe we could live stream the ride.
Oh, that would be cool. I might drive the sag wagon.
You could have a helmet cam on your helmet.
No, I'm driving the van.
You're the support guy.
It changes your tires and helps you out when you go in the ditch.
Well, if I get the motor coach by then, you can drive the motor coach.
Okay, you're going to pay for the gas?
The Prevost. Well, yeah, diesel. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Diesel fuel, sure.
You're buying one now?
I want to, if I can ever get my act together, yeah. But, I mean, that's another one of those things that, when the stars align. So do you have any watches that would be good for cowboys that have Lucchese's, that need something heavy duty?
Well, I do. I have some, but I was sort of trying to do a little bit of strap matching.
Okay.
And,
look at that bracelet. Look at that bracelet in the shot there.
A little too advanced for what I brought out, and so I thought of things in the brown range.
Well, that would look really cool for a cowboy. That one right there.
I think so. It's an Oris Aquas date, and it is a really nice piece that. Comes in about 2,200, I think, something like that.
Now, are those pretty heavy duty?
They are. They're very rugged, and as you can see.
And how does the clasp work? Oh, it's got a deployant. Is that a deployant?
Yeah. Hang on. I can't do this single-handed, but it has a. Let me try to open this puppy. Here you go. So there is an adjustment thing. They're very cool, and I don't know if that's.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I can hop it through these different positions, and so it's very adjustable on the wrist. So when you're out on the range and hot and sweaty, your wrist is swollen.
Does that look like is the way that works? Is that you do an initial sizing so that it's sized in the middle? And then they can, as needed, move it.
Well, there's two. You size here, and then the fine adjustment is over here.
Oh.
Okay, so you got everything you ever dreamed of. Really cool.
Well, that is neat. I've never seen one like that, a deployant.
Yeah. Oris does some nice things like that. And
that would be great for when you're out on the range. Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is 2,050, so it's very reasonable and extremely rugged. So that's one piece I thought of.
By the way, Carlos says I need a Viking helmet with horns included for the ride. He needs a Viking helmet with the nice horns on it.
And sort of a cone type shape.
For the Route 66 ride.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
That's
he
good.
needs those gloves that have like barbs on them at the knuckles.
Right, on the knuckles.
Yeah,
This is for the bar fights
the
that he'll
brass
probably get in.
knuckles. Yeah,
If any of the bars are open along the way, you
there you
better
go.
make a reservation.
Carlos says, I would not care that it is not historically correct as Vikings didn't use those kinds of helmets. Okay.
Right. Maybe you get one of those, a Pickelhaube, one of those things the Kaiser Wilhelm wore. I think that'd be cool too.
Now, we got a Grand Seiko question here from Graham. Is it possible to get Grand Seiko straps and deploy and deployant clasps as spare items? Yes, you sell those separately.
It is, yeah. And we actually stock deployant clasps. And that sounds trivial, but our last order took 6 months to fulfill.
And do you have them in stock now?
Yeah, I think I got 4 or 5 or more.
There you go.
Yep. So, and you can use it with aftermarket third-party straps as well.
Yes.
But still keep the Grand Seiko identification nicely. So,
yeah,
have that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have an HD strap on my 002, and it works great with the deployant that I have.
Okay, so I'm going to move over, show you another little piece, and let's see, we get that in focus.
While you're doing that, I'm cutting to the Lucchese's until you get that in focus. The Lucchese Stunners.
Yeah. So sorry to bump into the middle of your really good.
Oh no, we're good. We always like to hear from the Stevester. All right, there we go.
Okay, so this is a cool little piece. This is a Schaumburg in Germany. It's steampunk, bronze and steel. It's manual winding, and got a very nice leather strap on it, and just quite a cool little piece.
That looks like something that a cowboy would wear that, was like handed down from his grandfather or something.
Right, and out in the dusty plain.
Yeah.
In that little shack, and should he be a little more fashionable, he might want this variant, which is very cool, I think. And if I get it in pretty good focus. That is a blue case and beautiful weathered blue.
Is it like blued steel? Is it like blued steel like they would typically do on a gun? Is that type of thing? Or?
I wouldn't say that. It's
or is it aluminum that has a blue finish to it?
Yeah, it looks more anodized to me.
Okay.
But I think it's on steel.
Okay. All right.
And the dial is sort of a weathered thing, distressed, and the strap is a beautiful blue. But as I was saying, I think it would look terrific with weathered blue jeans. So, which you wear with your boots, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, that would definitely look good on the range with some nice Lucchese's. And some Lucchese's come in like dark blue. Midnight blue.
I wasn't really aware of all those subtle colors that you have, and I would have picked some other pieces that might go with them. I was sort of working mainly off the blue jean.
Well, that's the thing is Lucchese's, you can get them in almost anything, any kind of hide, any kind of color. I mean, they're just, the sky's the limit. Of course, anything goes with blue jeans.
Okay.
Really, I mean, any color boots really would go with blue jeans. Right. That's the beauty of blue jeans. They're very versatile.
Okay.
As far as that goes.
Another one.
And I think khakis are as well. Somebody says you need a Navajo silver watch band to go with cowboy boots.
Yeah, that I don't have. So
I can see your bracelet there in that shot. The faux pay.
Yeah, the faux pay. They're becoming common almost.
There you go. Well, I tell you, we're going to have to institute a rule that in order to be a member of the wrench gang, I think they're going to have a faux pay. I think that's where we're headed with this whole thing.
Definitely. We just sold a white gold one yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
I thought you sold a white gold one not too long ago.
No, that I took an order on it. It came in and was picked up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it takes weeks,
Yeah.
6 weeks or more.
Now, what
So,
size was the white gold one?
oof, I don't know. My wife handled that transaction. And,
But it was for a man, right?
Uh, man or wife.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it was.
Okay.
Okay, but
Did you see it?
very nice also with white gold.
Did you see the piece?
I didn't. I've seen them in Switzerland when we visited them.
They look good? They
yeah,
look...
of course they do.
Well, there you go, Carlos. White gold faux pay to go with your date 8.
And yes, and your Harley and your pickle Halba helmet.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine him wearing the date 840 with a white gold faux pay and a Viking helmet on his Harley?
I know.
That would be pretty cool.
Very impressive.
It's going to have to be a big Harley because he's a big guy.
Epic, actually, right.
Yeah. He can't get one of the smaller Harleys like an 883. I mean, he needs to have a full dress.
No, he would dwarf it.
He needs a full dress ultra classic loaded up. Yeah. That's what he needs.
Right. Okay. We'll make sure he gets that.
Blue says, Steve, I'll take a rose gold faux pay, please. He wants rose gold.
Okay.
Well, that's fine.
All right.
Does Blue have something rose gold to go with it? Maybe he needs to get a rose gold GS to go with the faux pay.
He invested himself with one.
Well, that was a yellow gold.
Yeah,
maybe he needs a rose gold Grand Seiko to go with the rose gold faux pay.
I have a couple in the case. So
there you go.
Okay. And
can be overnighted. Okay. Oh, this on the screen. This is, my gosh, that's a cowboy watch if I ever saw one.
Yeah, this is a Müller Glashütte German watch. It is bronze, and it's wrapped so that it doesn't weather prematurely.
Yep.
We like to get it on someone's wrist so
they can weather it themselves.
In their individual life experience and body chemistry.
Hold on one second. Hold the thought. Kyle has a question that we missed on his. He says, would it fit on my Sbgc 261? He's asking about the deployant, I guess.
The deployant would. You just need to make sure that
the strap does.
The ends fit your lug width, which I don't have in my head, and
the other end fits the deployant.
Yeah. So reach out to me. We can figure out what you got and what you need, and yeah, it's very nice because it preserves the branding of the watch. You can use an anonymous strap easily enough.
Yeah, just have HD straps, make up a couple of straps for you, and then use that. Just have them made to specs. Yeah. Kyle, that would be a good move.
Yeah. So, yeah, reach out to me and offline, and we'll work something out.
Kyle says he's loving the Rolex. You know that he got a Submariner, right?
I heard. I didn't want to hear, but I heard.
He got a James Cameron first. He flipped it and then got a Submariner.
Wow. How far we've come from
but he digresses. He'll come back. He'll come back in the fold.
I hope so.
He'll realize the error of his ways soon enough.
Yeah. Grand Seiko has a couple of more tricks up its sleeve in the next month. So stay tuned. Things under deep wraps.
Can you slip any information here?
No, they will kill me.
If the viewers swear to secrecy?
No. They gave me a 5-second peek, no cameras, and omerta. Okay,
I'll tell you how good these guys, swearing to secrecy would be. As soon as you say it, it would probably be in all the forums. I mean,
This one hasn't been out. Usually they can crack it, but this has not been out and very limited, like really limited.
Is it something really that we should salivate over, or is it no big deal?
I think so. It's going to be very unusual.
Okay.
It's not going to be your plain vanilla champagne dial, 3-hand. It's going to be pretty special and fairly affordable. So
is it a good size?
It is a good size, but your wrenching me a little too hard here.
Okay. Okay. See, guys, see how I was trying to trick him? I was trying to get him to stumble there, but he's too good.
I do that all the time. You trip me up, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Tom says
We
he's
forgive you.
liking the Submariner. Let's see. Steve would have to do Harry Carey if he speaks. Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
right.
you'd have to
I would.
self-sacrifice yourself. Wow.
Right. They would probably send me a Grand Seiko
Did
Harry Carey knife.
did they gift you like a really cool knife when you were over there last time? Because that
No,
would have probably been
no,
what that would have been for, just in
we have.
case.
Well, I don't know about Japan, but in China anyway, and when it's from China, when you give someone a knife, it means that you're uh, pretty much severing the relationship. So
Okay.
a knife is not a good gift. As
Gotcha.
a clock is not a good gift. I guess a watch is a fine gift, but not a clock.
Okay.
Time is running out, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. BU
Yeah. So
Serve
I only.
said, Steve, I've noticed a lot of aftermarket strap makers starting to stock 19 and 16 millimeter buckles. I'm sure this is for Grand Seikos.
I'm sure it is. Grand Seiko is just tearing up the market. They're climbing up the chain just as fast as they can go. It's actually quite remarkable. So,
Well, I think it's because of you. I think you've done a very good job, marketing them
oh,
and
so
getting them
I'm
out
just
there.
a cog in the wheel here, and you certainly boosted our thing. So,
Well, BU
well,
Serve
yeah,
is saying Craig would have to work as a salesman for free for life for losing the GS contract. Okay.
well,
We need to know about the new G. Oh, I guess he's talking about if we slipped on the
oh,
information.
if
Okay.
yeah, no, he
We need
would.
to know about the new GS Blues prodding you. I can't sleep without knowing, Steve. So there you go.
Well,
Blue's
yeah,
gonna
you're
have
gonna be. You better take some Ambien or
he's gonna
something.
have some sleepless
Not getting
nights.
heavy.
So how soon are
All
we
right.
gonna know? How many nights is he gonna be sleepless?
Mid December is coming up, but all these dates typically recently have been slipping it by a month. Uh, I'm not quite sure how eager they'll push it to make the Christmas
Hmm.
time, but this watch will sell out in 2 minutes,
Oh
guaranteed.
wow. Okay. So can some people get on the list?
Uh, yeah, you can get on the list. You can put a little money there, and you'll be in line.
Okay.
And this does happen with watches sometimes. That people have a heads up something's coming, and they'll put maybe $500 on it and agree that
Do
they're going to
you have
cover it.
anybody yet that's in
Yeah,
line?
I do.
How many in line?
I have one.
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 Okay. So folks, you can be in the number 2 position if you act fast. That's what I say.
Yeah. So, and we'll probably just make it refundable if you don't like it, because there's such a demand coming. We're sure
You
that
won't
it'll
have any problem
sell.
selling it. Yeah.
No, no. So,
So this is just sort of
um,
like a VIP option for them to get in and get the
yeah,
first shot.
and have a position.
Somebody's asking, does Steve carry Omega? Word on the street is that there's a new Speedmaster coming. Yes, he's an Omega dealer. He's an AD.
Uh,
Correct?
there is. Yeah, there are new models coming indeed, and we will have them. And okay, just reading the one about Carlos. Learns there's a nice detail. Chinese appreciate it if any check or fund transfer has an 8 in it,
Yeah,
and
yeah. They like the number
and
8.
and they don't like the number 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct.
It rhymes with the word for death. So
Gotcha. So that's not good. You don't want to sell them a watch for $4,000. You want to make it 8,000.
right,
Yeah.
and they're also sensitive for limited edition numbers as well, and so we try to accommodate
What
that.
about the serial number on the watch?
Well, yeah, so definitely a serial number.
You want the eights in
And
there.
yeah, so if we can, we go for the eights. Or there are some customers that have particular numbers, like in the 30s for some reason. I have one customer, so anything in the 30s, and we just try to work with it.
Blue says,
So I have another watch.
Blue is guessing. He's doing 20 questions. He's saying, is it titanium? Is it gold?
Blue, I love you like a brother, but I ain't talking. How's that?
Okay.
That's it. That's it. Trust me, it's going to be great. All right.
All right. Now, you don't have any cowboy watches, any Grand Seikos for cowboys?
Coming.
The
Calm
231 here could definitely be a cowboy watch.
Yeah. Well, I was going with the colors. So here's one from Breitling, and this is a Avenger chronograph night mission.
Yep.
45 millimeter, and you get the nice sort of greenish brown strap and dial, and very rugged, obviously.
Yep.
Really rugged. And
I can definitely see that. You know, for a guy that's breaking horses, for example, who's getting thrown off the horse a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get thrown off the horse. I mean, that's just part of the job. So, yeah, that piece I think would be great for that.
Yeah, extremely rugged. And what else we got going? Here's something on a bracelet, but strap is, or the color is very appropriate. And this is a rare bird. And this isn't Grand Seiko, but it's half Grand Seiko. This is a Prospex LX limited edition.
Oh, yeah.
The SNR.
It's a little bit out of focus, though, Steve.
Yeah, well, let me work on that. And that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
But it's got that kind of a crystal.
Now, is that titanium?
It is titanium.
Oh, that'd be great.
It's beautiful brown. Actually, they call it violet gold color.
Mm-hmm.
And it's limited to just 200 pieces, so it's extremely rare worldwide. And
so that would be good for somebody that has some really rare Lucchese's out of San Antonio.
Right.
Some really rare.
Yeah, that's for your affluent.
Some full croc, crocodile all the way up, something like that. Yeah, that would look fantastic, and that would hold up great for heavy use.
Yeah. And then I do have a Grand Seiko and titanium and ceramic. And excuse me, but it's got a factory wrap on it still. I hesitate to unwind it, although I usually like to show things on wrap. This is the Sbgc 223. Very beautiful chronograph. I think that's 47 plus millimeters. And yeah, it's not going to look great because of the wrap, but you understand, I hope. And so that's a big boy, Grand Seiko, and that.
Oh yeah, but we can see through that wrap. We know what we got going on. You got the ceramic on the case on either side,
right?
And you got ceramic down the middle of the bracelet, and that's all titanium and ceramic, right?
It is.
Oh my gosh, that would be robust, and he'd be able to time. You know how long it takes him to break the horse. Right. You know how long it takes for him to hit the ground when he's thrown.
And when you crack that ceramic, it's designed to essentially break away and be replaceable, and it protects the titanium Zaratsu finish. Yeah. And that was part of the plan in designing these watches.
That would go great with a pair of all black crocodile Lucchese's. Right. Absolutely.
Yep.
That'd be stunning.
That is the offering from Little Treasury today.
Okay, got a couple of questions here. Real quick here. BU Service says, Craig, just use a strap made out of cowboy holsters. You know what? This brings up an interesting thing. about straps. You know what would be cool is to get a strap maker to make some straps out of various types of recycled leather. And that way each one of them would be like unique. And that would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of a cool thing to have that would be very unusual. Because it seems like leather definitely could be recycled, right? If you've got like...
No, there are people out there. They do the old bomber jackets, cut them up, and
because the leather, a lot of it would still be good. A lot of you might have a jacket with some holes at the elbows or something, but all the rest of the leather's good.
Well, the idea is to show somewhere, and that it's been out there and out and about.
Yeah, well,
we have one brand that uses leftover pieces from Hermes handbags and beautiful leather.
And he does straps?
Well, they come with a watch.
Oh, okay.
We don't know where he sources them from. We can obviously buy straps from them.
It'd be interesting to try to find a strap maker that would do that exclusively for Little Treasury, and then you could be the exclusive supplier. That'd be cool. Anyway, food for thought. Let's see. A new GS or another limited edition. Tom is asking questions about the mystery watch. Okay. Steve, do you have the new King Seikos?
We just took an order on one today, and we have no real information on how many we're getting. I know we'll get one, and we'll probably get more. But with Seiko right now, it's like pulling teeth to get an idea of what's coming to us.
And Jipu mentioned HD straps in the chat. Yes, I have 5 straps coming from him that I've ordered, and we'll see when I get them. I'll share a bunch of photos and so forth. So, yeah, he did send me one photo of them in progress, but it was a photo of like all of them together and not very good quality. So I asked him to send me some separate photos if he could of the in progress photos. And once I get those, I'll share them here on the show. Let's see. Buserv says, I think that ceramic GS would go better with a shiny black calf Church's dress shoes. Well, yeah, they would definitely go great with Church's dress shoes, but it'd be versatile enough, absolutely. On the weekend, he could wear them with his crocodile cowboy boots. The black ones, like I have, they would look great. Let me switch to that real quick. See the black ones there on the end? They'd look great with those. So, yeah, no problem. Okay, so we're caught up. Anything else?
Okay, I'm going to hop off.
The link is in the chat, is in the description to littletreasury.com. And Steve...
I'll put the watches in there if you want.
Steve has all these watches available for the rodeo guys. Yeah, if you want to add the model numbers to the description, absolutely. That would be cool.
And then let's anticipate the Route 66 activity. We can start rounding up some suggested watches for that.
Yeah, some watches for when those guys hit the pavement.
Right.
That it'll hold up. Yeah.
Hold up well and not make too many sparks.
Yeah. So, yeah, you need the bronze.
Right.
It won't spark. Did you ever see the movie with John Wayne? I think it was Hellfighters. Was that it? I think that was the name of it. Where he played Red Adair, the guy that puts out the oil well fires.
Oh, right, yeah.
Really cool movie. But there's a scene in there where they've got the oils all spraying out of the thing, and the guys are trying to cap it, and they've got the crane, holding the cap thing, and then they've got these huge bolts that they have to put on. You have to bolt it down, and the oil's going everywhere, right? And the guy's saying, well, they use special brass tools so as not to create a spark. Even the static electricity of a man running his hand through his hair could set this whole thing off again, right? And so they talked about that. That was kind of cool. So yeah, that's what we need is brass, so that when you guys hit the ground, there's not too many sparks, because the gasoline might be coming.
Bronze will do the trick also.
Yeah, bronze. Yeah, because
we got a lot of bronze.
That's what you need, because when you hit the ground, the gasoline might be coming out of the gas tank too.
Right.
So you don't want any sparks from your watch. Yeah.
Yep.
See, Steve's thinking about you guys. All right, I'm going to check the email as soon as Steve's out, Lance. Lance has reminded me about the email.
Good to see you guys again. We'll be back in the saddle and doing some shows, regular shows. All right?
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to hold you to it. There goes Steve. There goes the Stevester. Just like that. That's how easy it is to call into the show. All right, let's check the email. Let's check the email. The email. Lance sent 2 emails. Wow. He sent 2 emails. We will check them both. Okay. Yeah, this is the similar watch to the one that Brianna has, but with the gold dial. And I think the case back's a little different. We'll look at this. Okay. No, it's the same. It has the 4 screws, so it is the same. It's got the line and all that. So yeah, this is similar to hers, but I like the dial on hers better. Does have a signed clasp, which is good. So hers is an 038. This is an 016. So I guess the difference is that dial, or is this one also smaller? Let me check and see here what the size is. Because some of them are 34 mil as opposed to 35.5 mil, which is what hers is. So yeah, this one's 35, so this is probably the same as hers. So yeah, I'm sure that's the same watch then, just with a gold dial. Again, I much prefer her dial color, but everybody has different preferences. Some people would like the gold, and I'm sure the gold looks great in person. I'm sure it would look fine. It's just hers has more contrast and looks a little classier with the. I think it's a silver dial. Maybe that's what you would call hers. Let's see. Let's check the next one. There's an Oris 18 karat gold hand wine. This is also from the Lancer. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I wonder how much that is. Do tell how much that puppy is. That's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. Looks like it's rose gold, though. I would rather have yellow. Let's see. Tom says, last time I was at the GS boutique, they had some Cradors that were similarly priced to GS. Interesting. I know Cradors can be all over the map. They can be super expensive and they can be pretty affordable. So they run the gamut. So just to recap, I have a link in the description to my blog post about these wonderful Lucchese boots. And this particular boot right here was made in the original factory, and it says right inside, it says, since 1883, Lucchese, San Antonio, right inside. And I'll have links to photos and everything so that you can see. But this alligator on this is absolutely gorgeous, and I did share it in the Lucchese enthusiasts group, which I have a link also from my blog posting. I have a link to that group on Facebook, and a gentleman said that you just don't see hides like this anymore. That this is kind of like from an era gone by, with this quality of this alligator hide and the goat upper. He said that's pretty amazing stuff. Now I did find a new one for sale, very similar to this, for around $5,000. So there you go, folks. Lucchese. Don't pass go. Lance said one sold last year for $6,400. Okay, so that Oris, one sold for $6,400 last year. Okay, good information. All right, well, on that note, I think we're going to let you guys go. We're going to cut one more time to the Lucchese's, and I'm going to be updating my blog posting with more information as it becomes available for Lucchese. So if you're watching this after the fact, be sure to click on the link to the blog posting about Lucchese. It's in the description of the video, and I will have, there's already a lot of detailed information there. There's going to be even more. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Carlos has a question. Do you have any opinion about the new Apple headphones? I wasn't able to resist the temptation to get them as a Christmas gift while they are not going to be here until the end of the... I'm sure they'll be great. I'm not a big fan of over-the-ear headphones because usually when I'm using my AirPods or earbuds or whatever you call them, the ones that they sell that just go in your ear, I'm out walking out. That's when I listen to my podcast and stuff when I'm out walking, and a lot of times it's warm and my ears would sweat and things like that. So, but if you travel on planes like you do, Carlos, I think the over-the-ear ones might be really a good solution. That would be my thought on that. All right, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in. And Brianna's show is scheduled for tomorrow at 5. So hopefully you guys will be able to catch that one.